Our second last match today, which will be between Cocow of Gamers Origins, Revolution of Molotovs and Marshmallows, Aurel of Gamers Origins, and Eger also of M&M. So we will start off on Toxic by Bastamon, Makes You Think will follow up by Thompson, Sin City by MD Point, Cold Sweat will be the second last map by Santana, and Kids in Love will finish off the map rotation, which is by Wally. So players will have one warm up and then they will get underway, and then we'll get a match started. Revolution get spitting off the track there almost. I'm going to tell that was amusing. Very well. So we've got a little what do you call it, a vote in the chat. What's the vote thing called again? I can't remember. I'm a terrible caster. It's straw poll we have in the chat for who's going to win. I'm going to place my vote. I'm going to go for him. So Cocow in the lead with 44%. Drawing with Revo now, and Eger and Aurel unfortunately down at the lower end of the projections, but we do start off with round number 1 on Toxic. We'll watch Eger at the very least for the start of this. So Eger early lead with his M&M teammate. Oh, first mistake of the match, I believe, being made by Aurel there. Where is he? Yep, Aurel very far behind. I do not believe he will be able to finish again, so a very bad start there for him. So Eger looking to already take the 5 points gap away from either one of these players. He gets a good rooftop section there and a very good exit to that corner, and extends his lead slightly further over Cocow and Revolution. So we've seen Eger doing very well in these. We see Cocow not doing so well. He does drop down slightly, but we'll watch Revolution as he hunts down Eger. Seen Eger having very good starts and mid-sections to these, but we see Eger having a lot of trouble later on in these sorts of rounds, and he is having Revo on the attack, and Revo only just misses out there by 0.02 of a second, with Eger taking first, Revo taking second, Cocow third, and Aurel getting no points. So that's already Cocow being overtaken by Eger.
Exactly. Yeah, because the first place is so dominant in this point system, it happens pretty quickly. So next round, and we see Cocow falling back already by a few hundreds. Aurel this time is still in the battle for first place, but Revolution takes a minor lead now. Aurel had to adjust his line a bit, released in that left-hander. Oh, and then he starts to drift way too early in this right turn, and whoa, did he almost gave up there. He was rolling a bit straight. Well, let's get to the top again. Revolution still leading in front of Eger. Cocow is also a bit behind already. So just Eger and Revolution. Eger with the inside line attacks Revolution here. Last round we saw Revolution having the better ending. So if he manages to get this again, then he might win this round. And yeah, he gets a lot of speed here in this turn. So he goes into the lead. Eger comes back with the inside line, but this time Revolution wins it by 36 thousandths of a second. So very close fight between those two M&M guys in the first two laps.
So a very good start by them, which is most important. We see Aurel, who's really kind of not looking so good at the moment at the start, only on 3 points after 2 rounds. So Cocow's points advantage has already been completely eradicated. He's actually behind Eger, who didn't have a points advantage, and he is now 8 points behind Revolution. So Revolution keeping his 5 points gap over Eger, and we will keep an eye on Cocow this time to see if he can bring himself back into the fight for the top positions. A reminder again, of course, the bottom 2 players from this match, 3rd and 4th position, will be eliminated from the playoffs. They will proceed no further, and they will definitely have to re-qualify for the next season. So Cocow making a big mistake here, but his teammate Aurel is a bit closer to the top this time. At least closer than usual, of course. Do see him going a bit wide here, does result in them losing time, but we see the battle between Eger and Revolution once again. Eger very close this time, but Revolution just seems to do that corner slightly better. Eger tried to go for the inside line there last round and it kind of worked out, but this time he has to settle for second place once again and allow Revo the first place. So Revo up to 31 points now, Eger on 22, Cocow 16 and Aurel 7.
.68 seems to be a decent time here as well, I think, on this difficult map. So we saw also Aurel making a stunt in the last finish jump, by the way, but yeah, he still finished third. So this round, nobody crashed at the start. All 4 guys are still in it, and Aurel got the inside line here and goes into the lead. Actually a good lead already. He got that in one single turn. Revolution is on last place, so this is an interesting round. The leader in the points is currently on the last place and needs to rely on some mistakes by the other players, but they are driving pretty good laps here, and Aurel, who really needs first places now, he only got 7 points until now. He is in the lead. We saw Cocow doing a crash, so he falls back to last place. He will finish, but yeah, at the moment we don't really have a fight, so we already come to the last turn. Aurel and Eger on first and second. Oh, Eger with a big crash. And he has to drive into another finish and finishes in front of Cocow still, so he got the 4 points at least. But yeah, interesting mistake here, stopping in front of the wall.
Oh, we've seen actually quite a few mistakes like that. People either going a bit too low on that ramp, so they hit against the roadblock, or hitting against the kind of black pillar on the roof and then slamming straight back down into the bottom. So however, we are now on to a map number 2, so Revo in the lead by 11 points here at the moment, and already a bit of a gap being put between Eger and Cocow here, so it looks as if it's going to be the M&M top 2 that go through here. Of course, not much you can say after one map, but hopefully it makes you think by Thompson will help us get a better idea. So let's see, at least Cocow take us through the warm-up on this. I'm going to see, in the meantime, I'm going to see what the fastest lap that's been driven on this map is so far. So makes you think the fastest lap been driven in match is a 103.882 by Pack, so that is definitely not a slow time. We'll see what the players can kind of be managing here. As a good kind of consistent time, you want to be having low 104s here, and at the top level you want to be hitting high 103s every now and then if possible. So bit of a difficult ending to it, but hopefully we'll see the players getting through it no problem. And Revo going sideways into the finish there. I'm not sure that's the best plan, but we see Eger, who in his previous matches performed very well on this map, but he failed to finish so many times if I remember right, and it was heart-wrenching to watch. But hopefully he can get himself, he's back in the zone now. Of course he's had a much better start to his match, but we will see. But this time we will start off by following Aurel if we can find him. Yep, so we'll watch Aurel at this time. The best start here, does go really inside there, but looks like he had to release there just to make sure he didn't crash, and has already dropped very slightly back, but definitely not a gap that he cannot recover from. However, that gap is slowly but surely extending, and he is now 0.2 behind his closest opponent, so Aurel definitely has work to do here. See Revo in third place at the moment, trying to hunt down and overtake Eger, but now this time we see Cocow at the top, looking to take as much points as possible. With a first place it would net him 10 points and get him closer to Eger and further away from Aurel. So Revolution going quite wide there, but did manage to get it back in no problem without going over the quarter pipe edge. But will we see any drama here in the end? Eger's trying to catch Cocow, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And Eger completely misses the finish, but he did get the angle that he would be able to get the safe finish, so at least damage limitation to be had there for Eger, but that was a big mistake.
Yeah, that looked weird. He was jumping so far to the left there. But at least he finished. Scores 3 points. That's better than nothing. So, second lap coming up. Cocow got the win and tied with Eger at the overall standings, and we saw a mistake now already by Revolution. He's in the lead in the points, but he will lose some points in his office lead. Instead, we see both GO players now at the top. We didn't see that so often in this match until now, but now comes Eger with more speed over this off-road and joins the party. Instead, it's Aurel dropping a bit down, and Cocow has a bad line. Both GO players go outside pole actually, but that puts Eger into the lead. He goes inside and kept enough speed to stay in the lead. Goes for a different line. He will keep his lead here, so it's the last turn. Can he do the finish now? He has to do it. Oh, that looks so weird. Oh, he made it. His line really looks weird. But he secured first place in front of Aurel, Cocow and Revolution.
Mate, it scares me. I'm just watching. Like it's quite scary to watch Eger doing that finish, but at least he managed to get it no problem. He does actually catch up in Revolution now. It's only 7 points behind Revel. So let's have a watch on Revel. He's not really had a good map, it must be said. I think there's 2 mistakes out of 2 rounds he's made so far, so let's see what kind of recovery he can make into round number 3. Expecting good things from Revel, but of course he's not really had the chance to show them on this map at least. Does have the lead as of the moment, but he has been hunted down by Aurel and Cocow, so a bit of an M&M sandwich here at the moment, with Eger at the back and Revolution on the front. You see here Revo again going for the inside line. Let's check out Aurel as his closest opponent, who is battling in his own little war with his teammate Cocow, but Cocow throws the white flag out, surrenders, and does crash straight into the wall. Does not want to fight with Aurel anymore, and he goes straight to the back of the pack. However, Eger was getting close there, at least at the end, but Revolution, Aurel and Eger keep their positions, with Revolution with a decent time at 104.18, so good job by him. But actually Cocow didn't finish at all, so now Cocow and Aurel are level.
Exactly, and Revolution got a bigger lead again with this win. So let's see how the next round will go. Aurel got a bad start compared to the other players, but he's of course still in it. Also, Eger is falling a bit behind. Cocow now with less speed. Oh, Revolution was really close to the wall on the outside, but he made it and goes into the lead. Cocow though is fighting back here. Oh, Revolution drops down to last place. He definitely lost some speed here. Now Cocow is in the lead, and he is not the best speed, so Aurel caught up a little bit. Now Aurel lost some speed, and both M&M players overtook a very close round. It's like everyone was at the top at one place in this round. But now Cocow actually stays in the top. Yes. A 2-10th lead and only has the final turn to do. It's still a very close fight for the second place. So Eger is crashing, so he's out of the battle for second. Aurel comes back with the inside line. He will overtake Revolution by 10 thousandths. Cocow gets first place with a low 104 time, so that's a nice time. And he catches up to Eger again, who got last in this round.
And so that finishes us off on Makes You Think by Thompson. So now we move on to the Gamers Assembly, the second of the Gamers Assembly maps of which has been played here. So none of these players are actually going to be going to GA to participate in the tech tournament. Cocow isn't able to go, and Aurel is participating in Dirt. So at least the players shouldn't have had such a special focus on this, so it will be interesting to see if anything can be done by them. If like, you know, example when we saw Tween, who was more prepared on the Gamers Assembly map, so it should be quite an equal fight we'll be seeing from the players here, and I'm interested to see what they can do on Sin City, to be honest. But Revolution's had a bit of a kind of shaky last few rounds, so to speak. I mean, he started off very well, but it's not looking as secure now. And Eger as well, same with him, started off very well, but having a bit more trouble now. So Eger clearly very thankful that he doesn't need to play Makes You Think again, at least not for this match. And Cocow showing us how Sin City is done. And a 104.88 by Cocow. So very good time here by him. And the fastest times we really saw here, I think, was 0.5s and 0.6s. So we'll be looking at high 104s as being really good times by the players. And of course, this can be a map where you need to keep your speed for a lot of these turns as much as possible. So let's see who will master Sin City today. Will it be any of these players, or will they all fall by its hands? So let's watch Cocow as he was first in the warm-up, got a relatively decent time. At the moment, it is the two Gamers Origins players leading the charge. Do you see Revolution close up here? However, Eger, his teammate, is far behind. Oh, Revolution goes a bit too far on the outside though, goes over that little kind of black bump and does fall down slightly. Only 0.2 behind though, so he can certainly catch up on Aurel. Cocow might be a bit too far out of his reach. A lot more speed there from Revolution. He wants more than just that second place. He's taking a more inside line now and he's already caught up to Cocow. It's a great round from Revel. Cocow is going swimming. Aurel has overtaken though, and he will be looking for first place. Revel coming back with more speed though, and does take him in the final corner. I believe Aurel got a no drift in the last turn. Revel finishes it off of 105.2. Cocow had to retire. His car's all wet, his engine's waterlogged, and he is out of the round. And Aurel does catch up with him immediately, and they're back even on 43 points.
Wow, that looked like a good round for the GO players, but it ended with a 1-2 for the two M&M players and a no finish by Cocow. So the round really changed a lot. This time we have Revolution at the top in the start, but his teammate Eger is at last place again. But he will overtake Cocow now in this jump to the platform section. Cocow though comes back with the inside line through the poles. Comes along from the outside, takes a lot of speed, but we saw Aurel crashing in this turn. That puts him on last place, and yeah, also Eger lost some ground on Cocow. So we basically only have Revolution at the top, still with a good lead over Cocow. Cocow now lost some speed again, so the fight for second place is still interesting here. Revolution seems to take the 10 points in this round. But second place is not sure. Cocow has the upper hand still over Eger, so just about to get this drift. Cocow loses some speed, but it is enough to secure second place. Revolution with a 104.91, decent time, and he moves to 80 points, and now he has a pretty big lead over the other players in this match. So was it really sensible to use the 5 bonus points? What do you think?
Well, I think it was. I think it was more of a reflection of his match before, as in he might have lost a bit of confidence there, so wanted any sort of boost he could have gotten. But certainly, I mean, I would have thought he wouldn't have needed to. But I mean, he has. I suppose. I guess it might come back to bite him going forward. But at the end of the day, as we said, it is just the 5 points. So. Maybe it won't come back to haunt him going forward, but what will come back to haunt him more likely is that mistake he made, of course, putting him down to 3rd position here behind Aurel and Eger. So Eger at the moment is fighting with Aurel for the 1st position, and this is important because now that Revolution's out the way, both these players will be fighting for a very important 10 points. Of course, Aurel takes it and he overtakes Cocow. Eger takes it and he builds out quite a gap for the 2nd position. So Eger risking for the inside line, trying to take it, but it looks like Aurel's got more speed. Aurel clips a CP though, and I think he might be out of the round, so he is not. Eger finished no problem, of course. Revolution manages to get 2nd with a safe finish. Cocow third, and Aurel last. So that'll be great news for Eger. He puts himself 13 points ahead of Cocow, so now we're beginning to see a bit of a gap bridge between the M&M and Geo guys.
Exactly, at the moment it looks like the two M&M players might survive in this competition. However, Cocow is still very close, also Aurel. If they win some rounds, then they are back very quickly in the fight for at least second place. And they look pretty strong on this map, but they make some mistakes in the end of the rounds, always. So, but this time they are on the top 2 places again. However, Aurel now lost all 3 positions in this right-hander and Revolution. Got a slowdown. I didn't really see, was it a bug or what else, or did he clip the edge of the transition? However, he falls back now on the last position. Still, he's not that far behind, but he can't catch them from his own. He has to rely on some mistakes, so will the GO guys survive the ending this time? Cocow is in the lead and Aurel makes another mistake, so he falls back again. Cocow, however, will take the win in front of Eger. Comes a bit closer again, and Aurel falls back to last place again after his next fail in the last turn.
That's 2 times he's failed going through that sideward CP, and I must admit it's a place I wouldn't be expecting a player of his calibre to be failing at. But I suppose again it can just be the pressure of the match. But this is a kind of time where if you're kind of really not hitting your pace, that where some players would call a tactical timeout. I've not seen one yet from any of the players here. Might have saw one at the start, I can't correctly recall, but nevertheless we move on to the second to last map in the rotation, which will be Cold Sweat by Santana. So again, this is a very tight map, of which we've seen already quite a few times in this tournament, claiming quite a lot of players in its many turns, with a lot of barriers on the left hand and right hand side. So we expect to be seeing the times that aren't as close to the world record on this one, since if you want to go fast on it you really need to take a lot of risk. So we'll see what kind of times you can manage for this kind of map. Marius, what kind of approach would you recommend to a player, especially if the map's so risky?
I would save.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw a lot of mistakes in the rounds between those 4 players, so basically you would score great points if you would just keep safe. But you never know how it turns out on the next map, so who knows.
So we will be starting off on Cold Sweat round number 1. So here we go. Revolution in the lead with 19 points here. And of course the closest to him, the gap between him and the lower bracket is even further, 27 points here. So let's watch Revolution, see what he can do, if he can extend the gap or if he is going to be closed in upon by Cocow or Aurel. So no player really too far behind to be completely out of this match, but it's almost getting to the point of no return. Revolution, they're having quite a big blunder, and it seems all the other players have as well. Where is Aurel? Aurel has had to retire. Eger is out of this round as well, and only Cocow has got through unscathed. Cocow actually, as I say that though, has made a mistake, and now he's falling slowly but surely. As a result, Eger takes the first position. Revolution not quite close enough to capitalise on Cocow's mistake, but Eger will be greedily taking any sort of points he can get. We've seen Eger having trouble in this ending though. Let's see if he'll get through it no problem this time, or will he succumb to the final turn? And oh, that was close. Another scary end by Eger, but he manages to get through it no problem with 10 points. Cocow in second on 6 and Revo third on 4. So Eger starting to catch up to Revo a little bit.
Yeah, and nobody saved.
I know.
In this round. All players had some mistakes. But for Eger it doesn't matter, he got a 10-pointer. So it's all great for him. This round he's also at the top together with the 2 GO guys, but Revolution He's a bit behind, but still not out of this round. And this time everyone is surviving this off-road section at least. Revolution falls back even more though. Aurel comes back to join the fight with Eger and Cocow. And this turn was very great by Revolution. From last position he came back to first place. Now together with Eger and Aurel, the two M&M players are driving a totally different line in this right-hander, going much more outside and taking a lot of speed out of the turn. Oh, but now we saw Cocow making a mistake, Aurel making a huge mistake, so both GO players probably won't finish this round. In front we got Eger versus Revolution. Last turn will decide will they both make the finish. Yes, they will. So Eger takes it with a 104.99 and the two GO guys can't finish. That puts Revolution and Eger in a very good position in the total standings. Also, Eger comes close to Revolution now in the fight for first place.
Only 8 points between the two of them now. And something I did notice about that last round though, is Cocow, as soon as he crashed, he just retired instantly, which is showing that maybe Coco's going into tilt mode here. He's not happy with his performance and he's not in a good mood anymore. So hopefully, of course, can recover from it. He's certainly a very, very fast player, and maybe it's just a case of it just not being his day. He's not as well prepared as he would like, but Eger wasn't prepared for that line there. He smashes straight into the pole, and Revolution has dropped down a little bit. So, oh, Cocow actually falls down already, but again he crashes and he instantly retires. So Cocow kind of pretty much calling it quits on this match already by the looks of things. It's certainly not gone by the hope of all by all hope, but Aurel having another problem with that tight section there, and he's not moving as Aurel, so it looks as if the Gamers Origins guys have pretty much all but thrown in the towel here, and they're content with going out of the playoffs. But Revolution will take the 10 points. Where's Eger? Eger just finishes in time, so again Revolution and Eger 2 times in a row being the only 2 players to finish. But as I said, the kind of story is that Gamers Origin guys just giving up really.
Yeah, it looks grim for them. I mean, with Cocow we got the 2nd place of the first edition in this match, and he seems to go out after 2 matches already. That's of course a bit unlucky, but yeah, what can you do? He really needs to step up now. In this round it looks great at the start, but he also has to come through until the end, until the finish, and grab the 10 points. And not only one time, he has to do it several times. If you think, he also used 5 bonus points at the start, and even with them he got this big margin now that he has a disadvantage to the M&M guys. But this is a round that he definitely has to win. Now he has a good lead of 3/10 in front of Revolution, so he has to get this 10 point at least. Of course, if Revolution gets the 10 points, then he will move to finalist status, but Cocow seems to deny him that, as we are already in the last turn. And yes, Cocow takes it with a good time, 104.41, and Eger seems to not finish here. So this puts Cocow much closer now, so there's still a little bit of hope to get to the next loser bracket round.
It just goes to show, I mean, the Cocow, as I said, it kind of looks as if he's given up already, but I mean, that round there, that was pretty much the 2nd fastest time on that map that's been driven so far in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's very sad to see that they do seem to have kind of given up on it a little bit, as he just showed there that he's clearly very capable of going further. But going forward in this, we do at least have kids in love to potentially round us off in this match, depending on how Eger and Revolution's finalists goes, and whether or not Cocow and Aurel will fight the good fight any longer, I suppose, is the good question to have here. So we'll kind of I'm not really sure what to expect from especially Cocow going into this, but Eger, at least despite his failings in these numerous maps, has come out as being the more focused player, the kind of more determined player. But I guess it's just a case of maybe Cocow just isn't as motivated this season, hasn't had as much time or something like that. But there could be a number of factors that you could contribute into such a performance, to be honest.
Of course.
He just needs to save more.
He definitely showed that he is fast, but he needs to get consistent as well. And then he has a chance to still overtake Eger and get him, grab the second place.
Only 19 points away. I mean, that's not unbeatable, of course. So, here we go. Revolution only needs to finish this round in 3rd or higher to obtain finalist mode. So we'll see if he does that in his first round. I'm going to watch him now, or if the remaining players will be able to deny him. So I'll keep my eye on Revolution at the moment. Off to a good start here, but gets overtaken by Cocow and Aurel in that turn. Just not enough exit speed there. And it goes outside pole there. It's a bit of a strange line, but seems to be Eger has dropped down early on. Eger is already 3 seconds behind, and Revolution has the Gamers Origins guys in front of him. No mistake being made there by Aurel, and he is now overtaken by Revolution, and Cocow is still ahead. Still fighting the good fight, but again, this is great points for Cocow compared to Eger, so I guess, like we said, it's definitely not over yet. But neither yet is this round, so Cocow does look like he will keep the first place without that much of an issue. Revolution will follow him up in 2nd position, and there we go. So Cocow does finish it off with 10 points, Eger on 3, so that's a 7-point gap that Cocow just got in one round. But on the other side of things, Revolution's now finalist.
Yeah, Revolution got enough points to secure finalist mode and has the chance to win this match now. And yeah, Cocow only 12 points behind Eger now. Probably Eger is feeling the pressure at the moment. So let's see how he will perform in the next round. So is it just the map where he struggles with? I don't know. Anyway, Revolution has the chance to come through, and he now drives the inside line and drives much more faster than previous round and finds himself in the lead at the moment. Also extending his lead here over Cocow, but he loses some time. So now we have a fight between 3 players actually. Still Revolution got the lead, but Eger is close behind. Cocow is also not that far, but Aurel, well, Aurel crashed. I don't even know if he can finish, but it doesn't matter now, because at the top we have the fight between the 2 M&M guys, and Eger takes over the lead now. Just one more drift turn to go, and Eger crashed completely and he won't finish. This is another good opportunity for Cocow, but anyway, Revolution now will take the win and moves to the next loser bracket stage. So GG to Revolution, and wow, the fight for 2nd place suddenly is close.
Yes, I mean, think how much this would have changed had Cocow not retired those rounds. I mean, that's also a story you need to consider with this. I mean, even if that was 3-4 rounds that Cocow retired, even if he got last place, he'd been plus 12 points at the moment, which would have meant that his next round could have he would have been very close to getting finalist this round. So I'm going to keep my eye on Eger here. I mean, we'll see if he struggles anymore going forward. To see, it was a late mistake, fair enough, by Eger. Could perhaps be put down to maybe a bit of extra risk trying to match Revolution and deny him. But this time he only has Cocow to go against. So how will he fare? They kind of both come out of there with almost the exact same speed. And now is the fight between M&M and Gamers Origins with their remaining players in this battle, but Cocow is claimed by the CP and he looks to be out of it, but this time he is still driving, so I think he realises that now he can actually go through it and proceed to the next stage. And Eger, all he needs to do is safe finish, no problems, and there he goes, 105.4, not the fastest of times, but again, you don't need to do the fastest of times when you're still going to get the 10 points anyway.
Aurel actually crashed the ending and can't finish again, but
Oh my God.
he didn't make the jump over the water, but it doesn't really matter now. He is so far behind in the points. I think he gave up mentally already in this match. So it's a fight for 2nd place between Eger and Cocow, and now Eger has the chance to get the finalist mode if he wins the next round. It would of course be very helpful for him, because then he got 3 more tries as finalist before Cocow could win it. But it seems that Eger won't win. He and Aurel both failed in this turn, so Cocow finds himself in the lead very alone, and he can fully save it now. Yeah, he really needs to win this now. And yeah, Aurel doing another mistake, so the fight for second place is also not really a fight anymore. I think there's not much to say. All three players will just finish. Well, I'm not sure if Aurel will finish. At the moment he would still do it. If he doesn't fuck up the end, then yeah, he will do. Well, I think he gave up. He made a mistake on purpose, I would say. So Cocow takes the win, and Eger second, meaning that Cocow now got 111 points, and Eger only needs to finish the next round. But if Cocow finishes first in the next round, then we got 2 finalists.
Another time of 2 finalists coming up, and it will be decided on a new map. It will be decided on Toxic by Bastamon. So if I remember right here, Cocow seemed to have a lot of trouble on this map. If I remember correctly, it was Eger doing pretty well on that, but let me actually just double check, since you can use, if people want to type exclamation mark brackets, you can go to the Trackmania Mania Act 2 website, and you can see the live scores. So you can actually see, like for example, I can look back in Toxic now and see that Revolution got 37 points in this map last time, Eger got 26, and Cocow only got 19. So Cocow's average on this map was 0.8 seconds slower than Eger's, so definitely not a good sign for Cocow, it must be said. Eger wasn't doing the best at times, but we'd certainly be expecting that, at least by the previous map, that Eger will be able to close it out right here now. But let's see. First round on Toxic. Already Eger off to the best start with the most speed. It's a bit of a wide entry to there, but he does have the advantage over Cocow. He jumps a little into that corner, but still only very slightly ahead. Eger though extending his lead very slightly, going over that small stretch. Cocow gets quite a few bumps going over there, and they do take quite a bit of time off, so that will mean Eger does have the advantage in this round by over a second. So as long as he can convert this into a round win, he should be fine, and that means he'll have a 1 round buffer over Cocow, so he can close it off in finalist mode at the first time of asking. Eger did at least have a good performance on this map last time. I seem to remember it being a very close back and forth between him and Revolution. And we'll see if Cocow is able to do anything about that. But Cocow actually failed the ending, so 0 points for Cocow, and he'll need to win this round and the next to deny Eger or rely on Aurel.
Well, but probably he would have needed to win it anyway, because I don't know if Aurel would really deny Eger a win here. Yeah, but still unlucky that he didn't finish. So he finds himself in the lead now, and this is of course what he needs, because if he doesn't win, if Eger wins this round, then the match is over. So Cocow needs to get first place, and at the moment he's doing the best he can to get the first place. But Eger comes back with more speed. Now this time Cocow again struggles in this turn and lost his lead to Eger, meaning that he now has to gain some time again. But yeah, Eger looked really solid on this track, that's true. He was very good when we played it the first time, and Cocow makes another mistake and he gave up. So Cocow doesn't think that Eger would fuck it up in the end. He just gives up, leaving Eger alone in the top. Well, and Eger fucked up. But he still will win it without any problem. So GG to Eger. The 2 M&M guys advanced in the loser bracket, and the 2 GO guys are out of the tournament.
Yes, I mean, Cocow and Aurel going home. Revolution secures position number 1, and Eger secures position number 2. Aurel and Cocow are sent packing. Just wasn't a good enough performance by them. Just didn't look as prepared, if I'm honest, but it is one of those days, I'm afraid. But there we go, that's the match over.